Alright, here we go, another game. Guess it's game 6 or 7, I'm not 100% sure. Corsec 1680 is who I'm playing. Looks like he's from the Philippines. Yep. He's white, so he should be starting sometime soon. Okay, here we go. So this is the Polish opening, I think. Or Orangutan or something. I don't know. It's one of the two. Could be both. I don't know. So I think bishop takes e5 here, knight f6, castle kingside, d5. I mean, it's very easy for black to play. And though trading an e-pawn for a b-pawn is not necessarily the best of trades, it's already pretty much equal here, because, I mean, white's play is on the long diagonal, and I mean, it's not going to be too difficult for me to keep an eye on that diagonal, I would say. Yeah, so d5, maybe bishop d6, try to trade, and then c5 if he doesn't trade. So, okay, bishop d6, I expect bishop b2, and then I can play c5, knight c6. And my position's, it's very solid and very, well, I wouldn't say solid, it's more like, it's more flexible than anything else, but yeah. Very easy for me to play, I should say. Okay, so the plan is just to develop naturally and try to figure out a way to either trade the dark square bishops off or negate his dark square bishop somehow. And he kind of just did it for me, so that's good. Yeah, so now his dark square bishop is pretty much out of the game, and maybe I can whip up some kind of kingside attack with, I don't know. I'll have to think about it for a little while here. So maybe he could play something like e4 here. I'm not too sure. I'm going to try to kick his knight out of there, because if I can kick his knight, then my knight can come to e4 without any troubles. And once my knight gets to e4, I'll be able to really be able to come up with an attack. So maybe I could swing my knight over there somehow. Maybe it might be easier for me to play on the king side because, on the queen side I mean, because his bishop is already over there and pretty much undefended. Maybe queen b8, that way I'm both attacking the queen side and the king side, but then rook b1, it's a little bizarre. Okay, I thought he might play that, and I had this in mind already. Now I'm attacking his c-pawn twice, which will, if I take with the knight I win an exchange, or the bishop I win a tempo on his queen. It's good. I think I'll just do it this way. And now I can come into the d3 square with my bishop, and if he takes, then my knight can be in there, and that'll be really painful for him. Okay, so now that my bishop's in there, my knight's going to get in there really easily. So that's good. I mean, like I said, my position's very easy to play at this point. Well, that's not good. Don't really want him to trade there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into c2 and win the exchange. I think it would be easier for me. Yeah, I'm going to be giving up a pawn, but at the same time I get the dark square bishops off, I win an exchange, and yeah, so for example, you could play bishop takes bishop here, Then after pawn takes, I'm still winning an exchange, and at least an exchange. I mean, if he plays it wrong, I could win more. For example, if he played queen takes pawn here, knight takes e1 check, or knight takes e1 on his queen, rook takes knight, and then queen takes bishop. So he played it correctly, so he's not losing too much material, but I'm still going to be up in exchange, if not more. I think that's the right rook to take. My knight's guarding h7, so that's not too big of a threat. I would like his knight to move though, because I mean that could be dangerous if I ever wanted to move my knight. Let's see. I think now it's time to press my little advantage here, my outside pass pawn, and I can use my material advantage to try to, I don't know, make it go further with moves like rook f to b8 and so on and so forth. Just push it. Pass pawns must be pushed, right? So we're pushing it. I can't push it too far though, because once I get it to a2, I don't have a way to defend it anymore. So he could play knight b1 here, which attacks it quite a bit. Or we can fork it there, that works too. I'm not too worried, because now I kind of have a pin going. He doesn't have a satisfactory way out of the pin. For example, after... okay, so knight takes a3, right? Then maybe rook a5, threatening to double up on it. Then if he tries knight c2, rook takes rook check, knight takes rook, and then queen e1 check wins the knight. So I guess instead he's doing it that way. Which again, I'm not too worried about. He has to take with the knight, and then I can play knight e4. Which could be good. Don't really want him to play knight c2 on my queen, but hey. And now I have a threat of queen e1 check, followed by queen takes f2 check, so that could be good for me. Well, I mean, not necessarily could, it would be good for me. So, knight c2 here for him is a decent move. But after rook, queen check, and then rook c8, he's going to have a hard time defending his knight, it looks like. Because both e1 and b4 are covered. So I think I'm winning his knight. Maybe he could play f3, but I take his knight with check. So that's kind of painful for him. This game seems to be taking a lot longer. I'm not sure if he's got lag going because he's in the Philippines or what, but yeah. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be up a full rook here in a second. Oh, his queen's actually already guarded. I didn't see that. Okay, that makes it harder. Okay, I didn't realize his queen was defended, but my moves are good too though, because now I can play like rook c1 for example and threaten checkmate, queen h1 check, and also I have a strong moves with like queen f2 check. So like for example, if he plays f3, a queen f2 check followed by rook c1 check is going to be a checkmate. So he could play maybe queen f1. Queen f1 looks like it might keep everything together temporarily. Then maybe I can play queen d2, threatening rook c1, and then winning that way. but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it's over for him. I mean, his defense is. It's going to be hard for him to defend. So, yeah, he's going to check me, but just king h7 and not out of it. But I am threatening a checkmate now, so he's got to respond to that. If he plays queen take, actually, I think I had a forced checkmate there, but I missed a forced checkmate with queen takes f2 check, king h1, then knight g3 check is checkmate. So, but I'm checkmating him here too, I believe. So, yeah, that's checkmate. So, so that's the game. I think that's the last game for now. It ended nicely, I would say. Checkmate is nice after all, despite me missing a checkmate. Yeah, so I don't know, my rating seems to go down quite a bit. Oh, I think what happens is I play people a lot lower than me, and then when I lose a lot of points, and then when I win, I don't gain very many. So, but that's okay. I'm more interested in doing the video. So, so yeah, leave comments, and I'll do more videos sometime if I get positive feedback. So, all right, till next time.